I'm going to read another brief poem before I introduce the next reader. Not all the violence that we do in this great nation of ours is against other people. Sometimes we do it to ourselves. Sometimes it's in the name of youth, like the Greek myth Narcissus. The name of this poem is Genocide of the Face. Genocide of the face. Place the face on plate. Shift the nose to pose. Collage on bloody rose. Slit the ear a bit to sing a bloody ring. Droop the lobe to tit. Lift the bitter lip. Fold gracefully to grin. Teeth and eye to chin. Irises to flare, bow the brows to bless the face that begs for rest, on the plate to pose a question for the nose. Our next reader is David Lawton. Now, David is a widely published poet, one of the most prominent on the downtown New York City poetry scene. He has been hosting a weekly poetry series every Sunday at Juju Mukti Tea Lounge on East 4th Street. He's been doing this since January 2011. And David has been a catalyst for bridging the gap between emerging performance poets and the more established poets on the New York City poetry scene. Let's give a warm welcome. I'm very honored to present David Lawton. Thank you.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. Thank you, Bernard, for having this happen. State of the Union. Money in, money out. Here today, gone too soon. Stuffed cheesy bread, chocolate wonderful. Stop and frisk, stand your ground. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Living well's the best revenge. Ethnic profile, bailout, strip search, transvaginal ultrasound. Copy then paste, read text-based post, TiVo, iPad, unmanned drone. Herbert Hoover. Whither hail, exalted edifice, pre-chiseled for Rushmore, straight out of womb, well fed on Indian corn. Thy village smithy forged a directional bore, engineered within yon ivy-covered walls, stripping deep veins of foreign soil's lifeblood, robbing native workforce of their right to organize with your cheap imported labor, filling in your bottom line, digging all the way to China to better orient yourself. But destinies never manifest, despite societies of friends and a seat in Bohemian Grove to lay white man's burden down. Hereby is the service we associate with you, herein your idea of efficiency moving. Bread for all we destroy with war, the gun for the vets who agitate. Hands left off of old Jim Crow makes Cracker Barrel on the stump. Slavery reconstituted whene'er the levee breaks. Indigenous people made welcome if tribal life is left behind. As you ascended the marble stairway, you drew farther away from empathy, till shanties with your name broke out, filled with those you could not help. You lived years with conscience spotless, petrifying before American endurance, lingering in the corners of the United States of apathy with your damn and my damn. Not too long ago, one of my favorite writers passed away, who is also a great essayist on political matters. So I'd like to read this. Gore Vidal, child of the golden age, self-aware and unashamed, societal gadfly, puncturing blowhards and demagogues with rapier wit and stiletto thrust, instinctive insight into intrigue, the boiling pot of history, the worship of the sun and the eternal flame, a mixture of impulses, the city and the pillar, Rock Creek Park and Ravello, Myra and Myron, United States. Duluthian farceur with a hard-on for Hollywood, discharged penthouse pet whore, aware of empire, unsure what man is best, more Messiah than Kalki, Julian, or the wise Lord Ahura Mazda, unflappably rocking the boat as it slowly begins to sink. So unlike me, but I like him. Future shock. Future shock is creeping up, bleeping us, seeping in, as techno gadgets fill the clock and cyber chatter builds the din. A zombie population, wide-eyed at their cell phone stares as they wander into traffic, the compact of Narcissus in Ferrers. Emoticons replacing emotion. Facebook is filled with virtual friends. Micro cameras and recorders may be spying on you. Do the means really justify the ends? Gamers endlessly gaming. Things to blow up and people to kill. Touchpads provide their only comfort. Displacement becomes their only skill. Bobbing faces staring straight through you. Headphones shutting them off from the world. Throbbing bass line bashing their brains to pulp. Wouldn't notice if a rogue government flag unfurled. Future shock is creeping up, bleeping us, seeping in, as techno gadgets fill the clock and cyber chatter builds the din. Okay, this is at the request of Bernard Bloch, and we fit it into the format by saying that we address anarchy with something like that. The Other Stooges. Shemp, Curly, Shemp again, Joe Besser, Curly Joe. You can come up with something as a team. Make it your own. Work at it. Take your lumps while you strive to be noticed. Then, when faced with unexpected abandonment, let this be your moment of opportunity, when a familial act of faith produces singular genius, untrained spontaneous invention causing brutally absurd joy.
Little fly upon the wall, ain't you got no clothes at all? Ain't you got no shimmy shirt? Ain't you got no petty skirt? Shoo, fly!
But genius burns bright, and tender hearts need when all their running in circles prevents recognition of what everyone else can see. So your realization of this strange perfection flashes altogether briefly. Then fraternal loyalty must step in to save all that you have worked for. And practiced professionalism and shared effort enable the audience to accept the transition. So at least you are better prepared when a lighted match precedes a stooge exploding. Adapt to survive is the thing that is key for a critically disrespected comedy team, for working stiffs who never got their fair due, who know it all could be over if they don't add up to 3. One could never hit someone as hard as you could hit your own brother. But when you run out of brothers, you make do. And you work the bits and gags with who the studio gives you. Until one day, the studio sends you home. But sometimes, your accumulated effort brings you a curtain call. Though you may be more frail and less inspired, the children appreciate the way you made them smile. And they will embrace you in whatever form you can present yourself. And it does not matter to you, for all you ever wanted was to go on working, face slaps and foot stamps and skull cracks. And it is still working. Though you all are gone, the laughter goes on. Shemp, Curly, Shemp again, Joe Besser, Curly Joe, with Larry, and Mo. Why, you...